Hi there. In case you don't know me, I'm Lou from Threads of Time. What I'd like to help you with today is how to lace a bodice by yourself. It does help if you have a mirror, but if you don't, you can still learn to do it yourself. It's just going to take a little bit of practice, and you know what they say about practice. Practice makes perfect. So, what I'd like you to do is start with your bodice situated about where you want it to be. Make sure your chemise is pulled and not bunched. You take your lacing, line up the edges. Try not to get them tangled. That's the tricky part. Okay, here we go. One more time. There we are. There's the ends. I scoot my hand back down to the bottom to make sure everything is even in the hole so that your laces are even. Then I take the back side and run it through the back side on the other side. What we're doing right now is called the herringbone lacing. It's basically how you lace up a pair of shoes, for those who still know how to do that. So again, I've lined everything up just to make sure my laces are even. Then you take your laces, alternating the lacing. You go from the back to the front on each side with the alternate lace. You can pull snug a little bit. Don't worry about getting it too snug right now. You just want to get them laced up enough that you can then worry about snugging things down. I usually get almost all the way to the top when I do this, before I do this first snugging. You'll probably do a couple snuggings. They're fidgety things sometimes, but again, you notice I don't have a mirror. I'm doing this all myself. And I am almost at the top. I'll do one more set of holes. Okay, now what I'm going to do is start to snug things up. This is where things can get a little tricky because the bodice is going to pull and you want it to go one way and it'll want to go the other way, of course. So what I do is I grab the lacing and I pull it snug. Then I use my ring finger or my pinky finger, whichever you're more comfortable using. I hold the lacing down. Take my index finger and my thumb and I pull the next one up, snug. Same thing, keep working your way up. Some people like to hold the loose lacings at the top in their mouth. I'm not fond of that. So I just leave them there because you're doing all the work down here with your hands, your ring fingers, and your pinkies. If I get too much lacing to pull through, I'll just snug this up a bit. And let's see, whoops, got stuck on my finger. Okay, here we go. And hold it with your ring fingers, pull with your other fingers, hold and pull. Now don't worry about getting this top one too tight because you still got that top hole to go through. So I'm going to lace that up real quick here, but I am holding the lacing so that it doesn't undo down here. Okay, top one's done. I'm going to grab both sides and pull up. Now here's where you got your time to adjust the girls. You're going to reach in, pull those girls up so they're more comfortable, so they're not squished, so they're sitting on the top curve of the bodice. And now just pull again until you're nice and snug, comfortable where you want to be, and then you tie off. Simple as that. There we go. And ta-da! I am in a bodice. That's the herringbone lacing. You can see it kind of looks a little like herringbones. The other style that some people like to do, though there's no real historical precedence for any of this, the history of the lacing is a completely different subject. It's not what I'm helping you with at the moment. So, the other one is called the X or cross lacing. Again, same thing. Make sure your laces are even. You come from the back side to the front side for the first one. And then instead of going from the back to the front again, you're going to go from the front to the back. Just reverse direction, like every other one. So that what you end up doing, I'm just going to do two real quick right here. You'll be making an X. So if your last ones went in from the front, your next ones will go out from the back. Again, doing it back. if those ones came out from the back, the next ones go in from the front. And hopefully, I'm not going to do this all the way, hopefully you'll be able to see the X's. See? X, X. It helps if you have an odd number of grommets, so that when you get to the top, you're not trying to tie it on the inside while you're adjusting everything. So you can come out the top and just tie it across the top. This also works if the bodice is just a little too big. You just need a little space taken in. You take your bodice, you overlap, I can do it on this one, overlap the boning and snug it up. Can you see that? My boning is overlapped, and I took it in a good inch or so, having them overlapped. Now, if you also are loaning a bodice to someone smaller, or you've got a young one who's growing, so you want to get them a bigger bodice, so that they can grow into it, there's also something called ladder lacing. And this is ladder lacing. Ladder lacing. You overlap the grommet holes so they're on top of each other, and then you weave the lacing through. You want the lacing to go through the hole on both sides. So the top lacing goes in, the back lacing goes out through that same hole, so that you're connecting the lacings, basically. Hopefully you can see that. Can you see that? Again, it's just, you want the lacing to go through both lacings, through both holes. Just like that. Okay? And that takes it in a good almost, like, looks like 2 inches or so, maybe 3 inches. So this works really well, again, if you're lacing someone in who's smaller than the bodice you're loaning them, or if you have someone who's growing. Those are good options. So hopefully that helped. And if you have any questions at any time, always reach out to us. We're always ready to answer any questions you may have. We're Threads of Time, threadsoftime.com, or also info@threadsoftime is a great way to reach me. I'm happy to answer any questions. Nothing's too silly, too weird. Nope. We've been in business for almost 30 years now. We've probably heard them all. So I hope you enjoyed this, and please feel free to visit us. And if you have any questions, you know where to reach me.